Yeah, other people.
Like the core people is like about 5.
You always get other people to help out.
SCREAMCAST brought to you by 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 SCREAMLINE Hotline.
Hey you guys, thank you for joining us on Season 2, Episode 2 of SCREAMCAST Podcast, brought to you by SCREAMLINE Hotline, now sponsored by Star in the Sky Media Studios. Today we have with us Why Is It So Hard Comedy.
Yo, how's it going, guys?
Introduce yourself, Caesar.
I'm Caesar. You're a little more than okay. I'm Jordan.
I'm Justin.
And there are Why Is It So Hard Comedy.
Yup.
But today we're here to focus in on healthy coping mechanisms, and we're going to be just focusing in on like the importance of like not having an ego or having your ego, and the importance of like having humility too. So we're going to talk about those. And just a reminder, you can always call or text in at 323-413-YELL or 9355. We're going to be here till 10 p.m.-ish answering your texts and your calls too.
Question.
Yes.
What's humility?
Humility. We actually have it pulled up on Google right here.
I should have known before coming in.
Would you like to read it aloud?
A modest or low view of one's importance.
Humbleness.
Oh,
Right.
How do you think you guys are on your own humility?
I think
Can you give yourself an example first, and maybe I can see you back after that? I don't even, like, to be honest, I don't even know, like, how do you explain
I
that?
feel like it's, like it says at the end, humbleness, so it's just like not like putting your stuff in everyone's face, like, haha, like, but it's also putting your stuff in people's face, like, oh.
Gotcha, so not Caesar. Alright, cool.
Why do you say not Caesar?
Yeah, why?
Oh, you know, we don't gotta get into that.
They actually don't like each other in real life, like.
Yeah.
They fought a few times.
We obviously just have a Motley Crue connection, and we literally just work together.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yes, but how many people are in your comedy group? Because I just have a few members of Why Is It So Hard here.
Okay, so it kind of changes over the course of time, really. Like right now, Caesar, our main like cinematographer, who does all the camera work and everything.
It's not true.
No?
Jasmine.
I know she does more, but lately Caesar's been helping a lot with that.
I'm more of the creative department for it, so I create sort of the look for it, our sketches,
Editing and
Creative director.
and editing some of the sketches. Because me and Jordan, we split off on like most of that work.
right.
But I recently left. Why Is It So Hard?
Yeah.
Today is officially my last day.
Today is actually his last day, so bye.
I know, right?
See you guys.
No,
Why are you leaving?
because I got a better opportunity that I.
And we are happy for him. Congratulations,
on
Caesar.
Caesar getting a job.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
guys. You want to give a clap? We wouldn't know if you were actually clapping, but you know.
Got a job at
Yeah,
Hooters.
right.
Got it.
Yeah, Hooters.
He now works at
Dishwasher.
Hooters.
No, you got the short shorts, bro.
So what is your answer now? How's your humility? That was you just told me.
Yeah, okay, I got it. I don't know, I don't know, I guess putting my life in perspective every day kind of humbles me. You know, like, other people in different countries aren't as fortunate as us to have, you know, the minimum wage is $15 when a lot of people can't.
No, that's
What's like a dollar a day some people make?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. Like,
That's why like a lot of people too from like the Philippines come over here, make money, and go back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a couple people who from the Philippines, and all they do is make money and send it back to the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Some of
heard
my family
about
does too. On my Filipino side, they always send stuff there in boxes and stuff.
Are you from Philippines?
I'm half Filipino. Very big. What?
Yo, I get it.
Yeah, right.
No, I can't. There was something. Was it like your handle at one point or something?
That's my music name. I mean, since like high school.
Do you want to dump that out into the
No, I
crowd?
don't actually.
Sing a song for us.
No.
Why don't you guys do a comedy sketch right now, right here in front of
You
everybody?
guys
Yeah,
do a comedy sketch, do an
right.
improv.
Little does she know.
Oh, we
No, I'm kidding.
suck at improv. I mean, just look how great we're doing right now. Like,
Yeah, we kind of do so.
we gotta take some improv classes.
Oh, Lord.
Why don't we just practice on our own?
You could, you know.
One thing that I want to talk about too before we get to a break, we asked our story on Instagram, is comedy allowed to be offensive for the sake of comedy? Which I think is really funny too. We got some funny answers on that. If you guys want to look. Oh, one person said, yes, it's important, or yes, you're allowed to be offensive for the sake of comedy, or else we'd be limiting our freedom of speech, even though it's hard for me to say this, they say. How do you feel
That's
about
really
that?
nice.
Do you know there's a time limit on like, say like crazy stuff happens in this world, you feel you should touch on it right away?
I mean, like,
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah.
that's a really, I know, it's a hard
You have to
question.
be careful as
It's hard. It's a really hard question, especially like now.
I kind
like,
of agree with what this first person said though too, because it's comedy and it's just like for years and years and centuries, it's just like they kind of touch on every little subject, and different people may touch on different things, but
Right.
you know, some groups may not, some groups may, and all that stuff.
No, that's true because in comedy, it is always adapting to what's appropriate at the time. And
Yeah.
there are obviously people who fail to appropriate themselves, and that's where they fail, and like
Well, it's like
they become like Louis C.K.
Right,
where he
it's
like
like,
you
you got,
becomes
like,
now this
comedy's
crazy
super subjective. It's just like,
yeah.
oh man, this is such a hard question. I have so much to say, but it's just like, wait, Miles is on?
Who's
Oh
Miles?
yeah, Miles.
Who's Miles?
He's
I'm kidding.
Yeah. He's part of Why Is It So Hard.
It's
Oh,
just-
shout out to part of Why Is It So Hard, Miles.
Miles is watching. It's a Miles, but no, but like things that like people joke about the past, like the 1940s and all that stuff, and it's just like how much time does it need to go by for it to be okay? And like there's people that joke about stuff that just recently happened in today's society, and that's where
Recently, actually, since you said recent, who's that rapper that died? Was it?
A lot of rappers, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He was. Well, yeah, that's true. He was like a really huge inspiration. No, he went out with Ariana Grande or something like that.
Mac Miller.
Big
Mac
Sean's
Miller,
in
there you
that.
go.
Oh yeah, Mac
Yeah.
Miller. Right.
He
Okay.
so a heckler at a comedy show heckled one of his friends, I guess, or something, and he's like, so my friend died in his apartment, and he was like saying like, was it Mac Moore, Mac Miller, and then he just got upset, like the comedian just stopped his set, and he's like, get that guy the fuck out. This is like a few days ago. He like literally, he's like, I'm not gonna continue this right now until that guy is out. Find him. Like it was
Okay,
fucked
I
up. Like so, it's
see.
like there is a limit to some things, like you want to make sure that you don't fucking like cross the line, because especially like that guy knew him, like it's really fucked up. I don't want to do something like that. Instead
Okay,
of
that's the thing too. Comedy is subjective, and if you're gonna say something, you have to know, like
You know exactly what you're
exactly
joking
what you're
about.
saying. You know what you're joking about. You know it's gonna be offensive to some people. So you're choosing. So basically, it's like if you say something out of line and it's just like in poor taste, like you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not oblivious to the fact.
How do you explain Daniel Tosh then, who just owns it and just gets away with all the stuff? If someone else did it, they would.
I've never really watched his
He is-
stand-up.
I'm
like that.
not.
He gets there sometimes.
He's pretty out there.
He's got like
I don't know. I haven't really
Yeah, I
watched him.
haven't really watched him. I guess he's wild. Y'all like see like.
yeah. He sometimes crosses a line that's just
a
like
lot. It's like
ooh.
I'll say 50% of the time he crosses the line.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
the reason that he owns up to it. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
he has no shame.
He accepts that he's an
an
asshole. So and that's fine. If you're as long as you accept it, there's an audience for it. Like.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to make sure that these guys don't try to cross the line because we're so new and everything. But Michael, who's watching right now,
Yo, Mike is watching right now.
doesn't realize there's an invisible line sometimes. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Wow, one of your members crosses lines.
All of them.
We do.
We all cross our own lines.
We do, but like
But we all compromise. That's why we work together. Like, we all sacrifice things that we find funny, and we're like, it's like if someone's like, oh, I don't think that works for us or something.
we get together
We kind of,
and
like,
we
accept it.
compromise. We do
Yeah.
because we're all different. Like, yeah, we sort of share the same sense of humor, and that's why we work so well together. But we're all individuals, and we all just
Yeah.
see things a little bit differently.
One thing I
Talking to
really
you,
like
Mike.
is, no, all y'all make fun of each other like really
Yeah, well,
hard
yeah,
though.
we do.
Like,
Yeah.
like really bad.
It's out of love, though.
Yeah, we never take anything personal, and
We
that's
don't, yeah.
literally
I
just
hung out
us.
with them just like not too much, and they like talk shit about each other like really bad.
And, like we've been doing it so long, like together with each other, and
Yeah.
we're just comfortable
Yeah, someone
with
talk
each
shit
other.
right now. Look.
Who's talking shit on our
Yeah,
live?
look at those losers. Oh man, remember that
That's
Jason
me.
Woods guy?
Oh
Loser.
my God.
But yeah, we're just comfortable with each other, so we we rip on each other. That's just what we do.
Cool.
Look at Mike's comment, bro.
Read it aloud.
That's Jordan, how much he benches.
How much do you bench, Jordan?
You know what? 375.
I don't know if that's a
On a
lot
good
or a
day.
lot. I was like, I actually don't know the number or anything.
Yeah.
But someone else said.
Okay,
Someone
what's
else
that?
said, or I would say it depends on the crowd. Have you ever watched Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? This I read and I had no idea what that was, and
I don't
didn't
know what
Google
that
it
is,
either.
yeah.
It's a TV show on Amazon Prime. It like won the
I don't know
Emmy,
Amazon
I think, or
Prime.
something. So it's a. I've never actually seen the show, but I've heard some really good things.
Is it-
Because I think it's about a woman in like the 60s or the 50s, and she wants to be a comedian or something, and like her husband is like doesn't want her. You know, it's like it's
Right.
that like you know
Mm.
that time period where women
Like
weren't
stay in
allowed
their
to go.
place,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like you're a housewife and blah blah. So I think I think-
okay.
that was like a really cool like way of like you know exploring a different thing that we don't usually see, which is this woman trying to be a comedian, and she's like I guess successful because they have a second season, you know. And I hear it's really good and funny. I'm gonna check that out actually soon, but
We'll get back to you on that.
I think it
one.
does depend on the crowd.
I think so too, because like, say if you're like doing like a comedy stand-up, like that's something that's LGBT, or if you're doing something that's like with predominantly like this race or that race or whatever it may be, just like the type of event it is, like you always have to kind of just like readjust yourself to that.
Mhm.
But I don't know, I've never like had different crowds and stuff like that.
Wait, you do stand up, don't you?
Yeah, on the weekends.
Wait, can we come?
No,
Why?
Wait,
What?
yeah,
it's a
right.
private event.
Who's
Well, give us
only
the
allowed to be
password.
there?
It's a private event.
Wait, we want to do it too.
I'm just kidding, I don't do comedy. I just do it.
Yeah, you do. You know. Oh, I don't know.
Is it like open mic, or do you have to like book?
You have to book it, and I don't really do comedy. I just do karaoke, so you get one song.
What?
You get to pick one song.
What's your song?
Oh,
What's your
okay.
karaoke
It's
go?
just the song, Sugar. Sugar!
Oh,
Is that
Yeah.
how it goes?
Sugar, I gotta go
You
to
know-
the other day.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
Nah, I'm gonna go.
come on, dude.
Someone else says, is comedy allowed to be offensive for the sake of comedy? Someone says, I feel like it has to respect the,
Did we just
other
go?
one. I feel personally attacked. Which this guy must be a comedian.
Sarcasm.
Yeah, basically.
Yo,
What's the
like,
rap time?
no, like low key though,
My bad, I was
like low key though, like that was me.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
knew you would
6 seconds.
So
behind,
long,
right?
but like the lowest key though.
It's not low.
I'll edit that out. Okay, but before our next question, we're gonna take a little break too. Like I said, you could always text in with your comments, questions, whatever, answers, concerns
Did they text that?
to 323-413 yell. You could always join us in live, or if when our show is done, the hotline never closes to you. You could always text in too and get a 24-hour response. So we'll cut out with hot sauce, gone shrimping.
She's just taking over the show.
He said Caesar.
That's good.
What's ego, guy?
I don't know, Caesar, you wanna experience
Yeah,
on that one?
Oh wait, no.
Shit. I was like, who chose this? Wait, no, that was me.
I want to dive into this.
Do it.
What are they?
You said summer pumpkin.
There's some art. okay.
Yo, so it's just like chicken.
Just put weed in one of them, right? You're gonna have to find out which one it is. She's like, I drugged one of them, so.
Yo, Mike's like, I'm watching you always. That's funny.
Why did you guys try to act like one of the sketches? You guys don't want money, right? You're acting.
I mean, okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, Justin, I'm just like,
What did you just say?
that's all he has to remember. For why he's sorry.
Oh, let's just all do Mike's impression.
Hey, Mike!
He's on.
Been down the road for many days. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Aw.
Where are the Ronins?
That was him, dude.
The Sammys could only make it.
We got Sammy.
We got Sammy's instead of Ronas.
That's in that.
Do you want to refilm it?
What?
Do you want to refilm it?
Oh, we filmed one. Wait, no.
I know, I know. I'm getting on it.
You don't know.
God damn.
Getting pizza was the fucking move.
Get it?
Where the fucking Ronas, bro?
Where are the Ronins?
Catch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome back to season 2, episode 2 of SCREAMCAST podcast. Here with Why Is It So Hard Comedy.
God damn it.
What am I doing?
And we were just reading off your answers to our Instagram story. And we asked one more too. Does laughing at yourself ever go too far? Which I asked because personally, sometimes my friends do laugh at me and it goes too hard. So someone says, yeah, when I end up shitting myself, yeah.
Ooh.
And I don't know if that was like a joke or not either.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was one of you either.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't any of us. Or at least I don't know.
That was a joke for sure.
You never know.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys ever laughed so hard you've like actually like, you know,
I haven't shit
released a bit? Not shit yourself, I mean like hiss yourself
At
maybe?
least once a week.
I mean, I farted once.
You farted once?
Because I was
Who
laughing.
doesn't fart?
I never fart.
You farted once in your life?
I've never
One time,
farted.
bro.
Only one time. Only one time.
And was it like in front of a chick or something that you liked her or
You
what?
liked
Yeah,
someone?
yeah, right? You just laughed at yourself? You just
You
looked
always
yourself in
wait.
the mirror for the first time? You're just like,
You wait till the end of the night and it goes, ooh, everything's released.
yeah, right?
Dude.
Honestly, I think it was with. I don't even know if I can say his name.
Oh.
Name
Uh,
drop.
my friend I've been friends with for like 10 years. Friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
You guys are just hanging out?
I like this one because I think this is funny. This is true. Somebody said, 2, does laughing at yourself ever go too far? Yes, because I admit my lies.
Oh.
I mean, that means
How does that work?
does,
How do you admit your lies?
does that mean
You're
that the
laughing?
other person admits their lies to you?
I don't understand what's going on.
Well, they're admitting their own lies.
That was confusing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought
That
at
was a
first,
little
so that
confusing.
they're admitting their own lies.
Like they're like, oh, you're so like you're so friend zoned, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's like one of those sad kind of like,
Oh.
you know, like exactly. It's a hug. I need a hug moment of laughter, right?
An on-stage hug.
You're not getting one.
Do it. Hug, 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 hug.
No!
I love friendship.
Oh, yo, Joji. I mean, no.
What?
Shout out, it's Yoji. Okay. Somebody says, when somebody actually says something hurtful or literally too mean, which I agree with.
That's something we all do.
But what if we're just pushovers? You know what I'm saying? I used to do the same thing. People would just laugh at me like, haha, but deep inside, like, oh, my heart.
I think that happens a lot with our group.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Hey,
like,
it could happen.
we always take things I feel like too far sometimes to each other, maybe.
Yeah.
No
But,
one really steps up like, yo, that's kind of hurtful.
I mean, we
No,
we kind of do. We call each other stuff out, but we're just like, yeah,
There's been a couple times.
If you like, if you get, what is it, butthurt? What's it called? That's the
Right.
word.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike's the biggest one. He
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
super butthurt.
Michael, you cannot make a joke about him, or else he'll just like write a whole tweet about it and be like, Caesar was an asshole today.
Mike can dish it, but man, he can't take it.
Yeah.
I think I'm the same way. When people make fun of me, it's like,
Are you serious?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, right? Just don't want to
No, look, can't do that too when people make fun of me
Yeah,
too hard. I'm
you're
just
like, yo, dude, that's not funny.
it's like too much, you know, some subjects you can't touch on, I feel like. Oh.
I'm literally just waiting for Michael's comment. There it is. I'm waiting for him to talk shit.
He's like the only one on that's like fighting with you guys.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you guys ever get like offended by other people talking shit to you? Like if it's like outside of your comedy group?
Do I ever talk
like
shit
to
outside?
us about
No.
our comedy group?
You mean
No,
like to
like-
other people?
No, like if other people are like talking shit to you, like
Oh.
just like funny though, they're trying to like make a joke and stuff. Will you take it as lightly as you take it with each other?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I don't think we've ever. If someone tries to joke with us, if we understand it's a joke, then we'll just like.
We're probably the most lenient people.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, that's nice. You're quiet. Like
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say the same. We talking about like if you post a video on someone random,
And then someone random's
Something
like,
like that.
oh,
Yeah.
I know, like in real life,
like when we
go up to
posted,
a
like
stranger.
when we
I'm talking about
posted
real
about,
life. But I thought you were talking about like online.
Stranger
I'm
now.
talking about real life. You like don't?
oh, real life.
Yeah, I'm talking about real life.
Sometimes I feel like I try to train myself, like, oh, does it really affect me? But some, like every now and then, it might be a little bit too intense. Like, oh, that kind of hurt.
Alright, that's not good.
Straight face.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, do you get hurt in real life?
Of course, who doesn't?
No, that's
See,
from
you're
your
quiet.
head.
Why would
No,
I
get
care?
hurt.
You mean like random people joking about you?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like, haha, so
Like, oh, like
Come on,
Caesar,
dude.
Caesar, like.
Nah.
You gotta be enlightened to not
Yeah.
be
Like-
affected by someone.
Like in one
else's-
of my sketches, like I literally was supposed to have cum on my face. Like, do I feel like
But-
someone's
but
gonna be
you
like,
guys-
yeah, is
but
someone
you
gonna
guys
talk
made
shit
that
about this?
yourself.
Like,
I'm
okay.
talking about like in real life. Like, haha, someone's just like,
No, like in real life situations.
yeah, it's real,
Yeah.
real life
I'm talking about like a
situation.
stranger, and he's like talking shit about
Not
you.
in the skit. Not in the skit.
Oh, so that, like they don't
Yeah,
know
bars,
anything about us,
bars,
and
like-
they're just like, oh, dude, what the hell, you look funny looking. I was like, what do you mean funny looking?
So just like
Funny
a,
looking.
just a stranger, not even like acquaintances or anything.
Just
Yeah.
talking about anyone in general.
Oh, I don't think that's even.
Because they're getting so specific.
I was like, I don't think people do that
Well, it's a very
anymore.
specific question, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, really,
you
I don't
know.
think people do that anymore, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
when was the last
Yo.
time someone went up to you and was like, bro, your breath smell.
Right? Like,
If
There
you're go-
are.
There's some pretty
if
good
you're
people
going
out there.
anywhere, people are buried in their phones and like, yeah.
Dude, I wore like this really nice business casual outfit to a show once, and I heard
Someone was
Yeah.
like, yo.
no. No, these girls were like, oh, where should they shoot? And they're all talking shit about me, and I was like, oh.
Aw.
I mean, I felt pretty, but I was like, oh man. Like,
Really?
yeah,
That happened to
I remember
you?
things, like,
That happened to you?
yeah, that happened this weekend.
That's so sad.
Dude.
I got cussed out for like 10 seconds from a girl at a bar.
Really? For what? What did you do?
I ignored her.
Wow.
She was mean to me first.
So you had
Mike, what do you want?
Wow, they said your name like 27 times already.
He doesn't mind.
He wants
He
to.
doesn't want to be anonymous. Too.
Acknowledge me.
Why didn't he come?
Yeah, Mike, why aren't you here?
He's supposed to be working. Right?
He's not working right now.
I know, but he's over here commentating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He should have been.
Like, he's been watching us this entire time.
What does Mike do? Does he do
We
anything?
can't. We can't.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
We
can't-
can't discuss that.
You can't say where he works. Where
No.
he lives.
No. What?
What do you-
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. For all the.
Behind a Taco Bell dumpster. Is
Oh,
that it?
what?
That's the thing.
Which Taco Bell?
That's how Michael was born.
What happened?
What? That's how Michael was born.
That's where Michael was.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Did you hear that, Mike? Did you hear that?
Yeah, he can't defend himself either.
He's like, I can't defend myself.
Okay, I want to talk about also just how, in general, I know we got a little off subject because this is funny, but just in general coping mechanisms, being lighthearted. Have you heard that Google fact where it says if you just like force yourself to smile, you like create endorphins and shit? I don't know if I believe that completely, but
Really?
like I believe it because it's science, but I don't believe it for myself.
Well, what about like affirmations?
Well, if you
Isn't that kind of like?
If you don't believe it, it's not gonna work because you're telling your mind that you don't believe it.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I thought what physical is mental, mental is physical. So if you're trying to physically make yourself happy, but your thought process
No,
is
you're still
otherwise,
crying. You're like,
yeah, it is not gonna be.
It's
good.
not
It's like a
you
placebo
gotta
effect.
you gotta put yourself in a headspace that's
Yeah.
positive.
That's true. I feel like, how do you guys get there? Like before, like what if you're having a really bad day and you need to do a comedy skit, but you're about to get ragged on really bad, and you're just like,
I do the same thing, but throughout my day, like if I'm feeling really sluggish, I guess. There's like a Tony Robbins said like what physical is mental, so it's like put yourself in a positive posture. So I get my shoulders back, head up, and I feel a lot different. I feel a lot more
That's true. That's good.
vibrant.
That's true. Gets you like blood flow, right? Looking like all straight and everything looks like all
Motion
straight
is
and all
emotion.
I think about just something to be grateful for, you know? That just puts me in a better mood.
You count your blessings.
Yes, yeah, I do actually, yeah.
One, that's it.
When I'm feeling, yeah, exactly. I've got that one thing that's going for me. That's
so sad, right?
What about you, Caesar?
What about me?
I forgot the question.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was like.
Oh, how do you get yourself like in that like really clear like positive headspace before like you do anything or like before you work or before you even like do a skit? Why are you laughing?
Well,
Does it?
I was gonna say, I'm usually,
I'm
I'm
not
never like,
positive at all.
it's not that I'm not positive, it's just that I'm always in a like,
It's always negative. That's what it is.
yeah, right? I wouldn't say I'm always negative, I think it's just more or less like, it's easy for me to just like snap out of it, like, if I know if I'm gonna start working, I'm like, alright, I'm in work mode, you know, like, and then that's a different mode than like, Caesar not work mode.
Dude,
But,
I feel one thing that I got like really heavy into like for a while after coming out of like a really depressed episode trying to cheer myself up was like doing The Sims. Like I was like hella on The Sims. I have all the expansion packs.
Yes, the game, The Sims, yeah.
Like I have everything. I have the Katy Perry one. And, like, yeah, it's crazy. Like you could like
I
ruin
didn't
her
know there
career and
was
her
a-
PR and shit. Like
is that a real thing?
yeah.
Is it just Katy Perry, or does like Lady Gaga have one too? or
I'm
what?
sure Lady Gaga has one. The girl
Wow.
from Degrassi like sings a song in
Degrassi.
I know,
Like,
I
she could be
can
Drake
make
and
it
stuff.
through.
Is that, oh, that's how it goes, huh?
Drizzy Drake.
But no, pretty much I would be spending like weeks and weeks on The Sims and stuff. Like at one point for like a year, they were like the only ones who threw me a birthday party, and I was just
Aww.
like, yeah, I fucking love The Sims. And like, I feel like also people have like little outlets like that. Like some people are like really into gaming, or some people are like really like into either baking. I also like baking and cooking plantains to get me in the right headspace. Like stuff like that. Like what's your like ritual? Like I think me too is like getting my morning, like if I want to have a better day, putting myself in a good mood is like cooking or making myself a nice meal.
I would just
Doesn't
say
have to be
editing, man.
bananas.
Editing is probably the thing that gets me like most pumped, because whenever I'm like editing, it's just like you literally just turn off everything and you're more focused on that.
What do you like editing?
Like our skits or anything like that. So usually like that's all I've been doing these past 3 weeks. Like it's just been like straight editing their video files, and I've kind of like turned off to people like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm just like, oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I like got caught off guard. I didn't even know that. I didn't even see your text or anything, but maybe tomorrow.
No, I feel that. I definitely do that with people too. I get in weird like time zones and I'm just like, oh shit, this way in the morning.
Yeah.
No. Like getting into work and stuff like that. What about you, Jordan?
No, that's kind of the same thing too. Like, he's been doing more of the editing lately, but for me, like, I put myself in a headspace where I'm just thinking about the sketches and stuff, and go and like, I don't know, random stuff pops in my head. I'm like, maybe we can do this as a sketch and stuff, and I just put myself in that headspace to like get.
What headspace? How do you like?
Yeah, dude. Explain it to the crowd.
Yeah.
They want to know. They want to know what's in the mind of Jordan and why.
Nobody
fight with
wants to
y'all.
know that.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what kind of moisturizer do you use?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, right
Oh my god.
Hey, no, hey, we're feeling good right now.
That's good.
Like,
I'm glad y'all
no,
feeling
like,
good. We
yeah,
all
it's
Feels a little
good.
rubbing.
Here, it's not them.
So good. This is
It's
the first
okay.
time we've had, well, maybe second time.
Some Sammys, bro.
We're now sponsored by Samuel Adams.
Don't
no,
say
we're,
that.
yeah, I was like,
We're not really though. She's kidding. Don't sue us.
but if they would like to,
But if you guys like this stuff,
yeah.
no,
Sponsorships
no.
are
But I
open.
guess like I just my living room is kind of like my dojo. Like like when I'm in there and I'm just sitting on the couch and like I got like the computer pulled up. That's just kind of what I'm just already in that like. I don't know how to explain it. My mind just goes straight to like comedy, sketches, ideas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's like
it's
a
really
skill
creepy.
though. That's like a really cool skill because that's like something that you just like go to like when you're down. It's like when people say like, oh, like make something, draw something, or like
Yeah, and then
color
like
something, or-
it's the same thing. Like and then I'll just also with the now lit media, I'll just like the same thing. I'm in my living room. I'll pop on a movie for some inspiration, or I'll just watch some YouTube videos. And I've been spending a lot of time on Reddit lately. Well,
Spamming.
no, but actually watching other content creators is really inspiring because they're all trying to do the same thing. And watching their videos and like leaving them positive feedback and what I liked about, I enjoy that. I've been doing that a lot lately.
That's
Who
pretty
are you,
good.
Jordan?
Oh, is that not him in real life?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know him behind closed doors. That's all.
Yeah, dude. Like Justin.
Wait, you guys
Justin
are
only knows his
friends?
Oh, yeah,
Facebook.
like-
No, like Jordan. I mean, Justin and Jordan. They don't even like know each other's like
I don't
phone
even like
numbers.
this dude.
Like
In
we
high
literally.
school, like we
What?
hated
We
each
just
other.
we just DM Justin a location and time and he's there. You know, to film a sketch and then he just walks out immediately. Like Topher Grace.
Like,
after
yeah,
the
yeah,
sketch,
yeah.
he just leaves.
So you hired
Yeah.
him for free.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing it for free, man. He's got his own image and brand he's got to sell, you know, and he does it really well. I'm just kidding.
Aren't you glad he's leaving you?
Yeah, right. I mean, honestly,
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be so many positive vibes going around with that.
you're gonna notice a huge decline in the quality of the videos.
That would
Unfortunately,
be filmed on the iPhone.
What are you talking about? We have Jasmine's help and Jason, and they're very
Wow,
good at
shout
what
out
they
to
do.
Jasmine and Jason,
Max is
man.
learning angles now. No.
Hey yo, we do not speak of
Dancing.
him. Really.
Oh,
What?
No one.
No one even.
Keep going.
damn, they're keeping secrets from me.
No, you'll hear it.
Yeah. Right.
Let me see.
You want to?
Oh,
Oh, this is a video game outlet.
Dude, like I was talking about video games and stuff like that, like other people, or actually when I was like going to therapy previously, there was like hella groups and stuff like that specified for like different people, which I thought was like really great too. Like there's like either like, oh, you can learn something, like, oh, it's like a group to learn about, I don't know, places in the world, or like for example or something like that, or like, oh, you can make something with the group or something like that and just like get into stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool too.
What are your thoughts on all the stuff that we do to put ourselves in a good mindset? Do you feel a lot of people just push it to the side? Do you feel like people actually deal with that kind of stuff? Because I feel like a lot of people do push it to the side and don't really deal with it.
I feel like I do.
Push it to the side?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like because I don't know, sometimes it's like easier to push it to the side and work on something, like you said, how you go like straight to editing and stuff.
Right.
And it's just easier to maybe be like, oh, I'm not sad right now, I'm gonna get to like this and start working on a project, or like, oh, I'm gonna start like just doing this and like start like, I don't know, doing whatever, you know? So that's also kind of like avoiding it if you're just like going on top of that.
Time. It's just time. You get over things in time,
I
and
don't believe in that.
really
I don't believe
Time
in
is just a
You
concept.
don't.
Unless you attack it mentally or
No.
emotionally, then
You think
it's
you
not
can
gonna
get
be-
over
Okay,
something like
what?
over a day then?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like if you don't address it, it will affect you somehow in the future, whether you know it or
Okay,
not.
I agree, I agree.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Like Jordan still
you're
pees his
like
bed.
Yeah.
you're
Right, so-
spitting facts right
I'm
now.
just saying, bro.
Like yo. I like that.
Because I
You know what? Fuck what I just said. I'm going more with
You
what
know
you
what?
said.
But at the end of the day, can we just all agree that Michael does not know Tim McGraw?
Shut up. What is this?
Mike does not know Tim McGraw.
I don't know.
He
Mike
doesn't
like that,
personally
but
know him.
I agree. I feel like he doesn't know him.
He doesn't know Tim McGraw personally. Like, you don't know that guy, dude. Stop bringing him up.
Yeah.
I can't defend myself. Stop.
No, dude, what was it?
Tim
But,
McGraw has joined.
like you were saying, I had heard before too. It's like when you have a broken limb or something like that, and you keep going on without it, and you just hold it. You don't go to the doctor to get it like popped back in or something.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you're old, it's gonna like.
Broken
Of course.
limb?
Like if you have a broken arm or a broken leg or something,
Do
and
people not get
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you
Well,
can't
don't
afford to go.
I mean, you know you can't afford it.
I don't know anything about that.
Gabe,
I don't know about you guys, but I've got benefits and healthcare. No, I'm kidding.
you know, Gabe has this thing that's like wrong with his wrist, and like he didn't get the help, and now it's he's like.
Well, we all know
He's
what's
kinda
wrong with
fucked.
Gabe's issue, right,
Yeah.
guys? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's the real issue. No, I didn't know that though about Gabe.
That's probably like half of what it is, but.
Oh my god. Yeah. Let's not put his business out there. He's not going to defend himself either, guys.
Well, this has become a mic bullying session.
I know.
Yeah, right? Like,
Hey, no, I thought this was about comedy, and comedy
I
is
don't-
subjective.
We're going
Okay.
way back now.
I don't endorse bullying.
We're not bullying.
I don't know. I feel kind of attacked.
Okay, Caesar. See right there, like he's like, oh, I'm offended, but I'm not really. It's funny. It's comedy. You know. Like,
So does it really hurt, or does it?
no, he's just. It's funny to him. He's
He
comedy.
acted free. Does it
Jordan,
hurt?
Jordan's words to me are like, I don't know, man. Like, I think they have more meaning to me than my dad's voices. You know.
What is going on?
Damn.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break and be right back with you on episode 2. You can always text us at 323-413-YELL.
That's too many numbers.
And this is Neki, but a remix.
Yo. Rose.
Sometimes it's the cover. That's the fun?
No, dude.
I'm not this band, but the original was.
No. I can't remember her name, but it was like from the 90s.
Torn.
Yeah, it's Torn.
By Mitch. Something else.
You're doing better, Tony.
Yeah, man. I love the moral support. just having you there, like, it's helping a lot.
I'm filming my cupcakes.
You got inspired? Inspired? Yeah. This song. Oh, yeah. Look at my teeth. Look at my teeth. Yeah.
Such a girl song.
Isn't it? That's why I was like,
I don't think I put a girl song on there. Like, you put it.
he's the one. He's the one.
Why is it gross?
It's a bro. Like,
Oh,
bro.
bro song?
It's like a frat boy song.
American Pie.
Songs to save my life, bro.
What, can you like,
How long has it been
did
here?
it cure your stupidness or what? Alright, right, we should make a good fight.
I'm okay talking about my past. Your past? Did it say? Your past? Yeah. So, with the whole video being
Pardon?
Want to talk about how we got into comedy?
How you got into making sketch? I'm gonna talk about that.
How about we go off here and we'll find an interesting to us and we'll go off to the sketches.
They're crying right now. They're crying right now. It's not believable when she cries.
I got this.
Jordan's gonna cry for us on cue. Do it.
Yo, what up, Cody? Get in. It's your boy, Cody. But you guys don't want Jody Scott in here?
Oh wait, no, I know. I'm good.
Oh. No, you're gonna get Justin going.
Why is it fast?
Because copyright.
Copyright reasons.
Cheers. No, I'm actually still good. I didn't know this.
You guys do fast too.
Yeah, I'm like, you ever play Need for Speed Underground?
Yeah.
This song was on there. That's how I know this song. That's an old song. I mean, that's an old game.
Yes, too.
I do that for you.
I fucked with my remix of this so hard, but on a heavier note.
So all you can do is speed up a song a little bit and it's not copyright?
Right.
Why
Yeah.
don't we do it on our channel then?
Well, I mean, because we've got artists on our channel
Already.
that creates music. We
I have artists
our
on my
own-
channel that create music too.
Oh,
Yeah, you got us.
Dang, dude.
She's so offended all of you. Right? We didn't mean to hurt you.
She was like, shut up,
We've
Caesar.
got some great musicians, like Gabe, Vance, Justin.
Stop saying that
Jordan.
name.
You know, I can't think of anyone else that's a musician in our group, right? I don't think of anyone else. I can't think of anyone else.
I see what
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yeah, I
I see
can't
what
think
he's
of
doing.
anyone else.
Yeah,
right
there's no one else that has musical talent in our group besides those people named.
Yeah, so don't.
Justin,
Yeah.
are you musically talented?
Yes, of course he is. He's probably. There you go.
We're practicing for hours.
No. No. Do you do music? Is that what this is?
No.
No.
This is more
Do
of
we
a
look
jab
at
at
musically?
someone who shall
Are
go
you
on.
really not talented at music?
No. Really? Yes.
All these
Wait, what?
insiders, fuck.
I don't
It's
know.
a jab at
So many
someone
insides, I don't know what's
watching.
real.
I don't know what's real and what's not.
So what's the next subject?
Well, so we were gonna actually Jordan was gonna take off with this one.
Okay, Jordan.
Oh, we're gonna go on a serious note.
Yeah, we're going on a more serious note, so we're turning down, get a little.
Okay, all right.
Are we
Well,
I mean, are we going now?
Yeah.
we've been going.
Oh, this whole time
we
we're
haven't
going?
I edited it out,
stopped,
it's
dude.
fine.
We're talking about that one.
I edit everything.
No, yeah, just keep going.
Yelled at me?
So humble. Ego. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so I guess how we got into comedy?
Yeah.
I fucking hate comedy.
Yes.
Okay, I mean
Jordan,
honestly,
start.
I can't really pin down the point, but I knew I liked entertaining from high school. High school
Why? How do you know?
Theater class.
theater, yeah.
Oh.
You were in theater?
The
He
theory
was
of
in
it?
theater. He was in theater.
Oh wow.
Fairy boy, don't.
No. Seriously, like
No.
no.
I've been to some of his plays.
Oh, they were good?
I've been to some of his
I didn't
plays.
even know they were plays that person
He
high.
picks the most like crucial roles that are so fucked up.
You have
Like
to pick your role.
sometimes.
Were you like,
Not all the
were you-
time.
did you lead in them?
No, I'm talking about the
maybe
ones that
one.
I'm talking about the ones who
That's
went
awesome.
to university.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was El Camino, but
Yeah.
but
Those roles.
You did that at El Camino too? You
I
theater
acted,
class?
yeah, in El Camino.
That's awesome. You have a lot of experience.
Wow.
There's me. You're more-
Okay, well, like here, like you know, like comedy's always been on and off with me, and so that's why, like, when I'm doing it, I'm in a really good place, and when I'm not, it's just, you know, I'm down on myself when I'm not doing it. So like, throughout the years, it got to a point, and it was probably after high school. I was going to El Camino, and then a drastic shift in my life happened. I moved away, I wasn't going to school anymore, and I got really, like, depressed. And so that was what she was talking about with the whole video games as an outlet. For 2 years of my life, I was playing an MMORPG.
I feel
Wait,
it.
how old were you when this happened?
We didn't even know
You
Jordan.
just appeared for 2 years?
Dude,
I didn't
we
know
couldn't
that.
even call him Jordan. We had to call him by his Indian.
Okay. It was Eli
When
Wind
was this?
Waker.
Like
Call me by my
Call me
real
by
name.
my real name.
It was like 1920.
No, dude. Wait, 20? No, I was like 20. Early 20s. Early 20s.
Okay.
Dude, it had to be when he was like 23 or something.
Something like
The
that.
last year.
It was like
Oh, you were 20.
last year.
I don't know.
Don't-
It was
let's
like-
not
it was
give his real age.
After Elko, like I went in that downward spiral and I was playing that game. I think
That was a good game.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
I think video games like that's a weird one, especially when it's online and social. Because for 2 years, I only knew the people in the game that I was socializing with,
What?
and they were actually like my friends for 2 years.
I feel it. There's Sims online too.
No, seriously, that's why it's like
those
it's
guys
weird.
are real.
It's like
Just bots.
you're stuck in this game, and then you're socializing. You guys are doing something together that's positive, but then you're also distracted from real life situations,
Yeah.
stuff that's actually going on. Like for 2 years, I just disregarded videos, comedy, acting, like all
Michael's
that
right.
stuff.
Michael's right. You married one too.
Married what?
Jordan got married to someone in an MMO video game.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait,
And
is
obviously
this a
it
real
had an
story?
ending. And it happened like a Game of Thrones effect where she like
What?
tried taking over his entire like
Wait,
kingdom.
what? Wait, I don't know this. What's going on?
Wait, stop. Are you
Because
talking
You're
about
married?
Are you talking about a real life Mary?
No.
No, in
Oh,
game.
okay.
In
Oh,
game. In the game. Not like in the Sims.
Yes,
No,
yes.
but I mean like to another character.
And it was
so
like-
the person was real that he was getting married with.
I feel it.
But
Yeah.
like it's like if you got married to someone that you didn't know in Sims, you know? Like obviously
Okay, I feel
you
it.
guys just got
Someone
married
was
in a
fine.
video game.
But
so
it was just a
virtual.
video game marriage.
Right.
Yeah, but no,
Real.
come on, it's Jordan. He puts his heart and soul into everything.
So this is like a relationship.
So he not only loved this girl, man, he used to do cam shows for her.
I did it.
He's like, what?
I married that person because I wanted the in-game loot. All right, I wanted that special wedding mount,
He used
the special wedding earrings, the special wedding like.
What's so different from MMO Jordan to real Jordan? Just using this chick, man.
No, but then like
Okay.
so go back on like, a real, like
Jesus.
after that, like I got to a point where I was playing that game and I realized I wasn't happy.
Really?
Yeah.
With
Obviously.
the game or with yourself.
Why not?
With the
He
game or
was
with
obviously
yourself.
No, with
reason.
myself. Like I was playing the game and it kept me happy for a time, but
Short term.
But- it was very short 2 years.
Let's take
But,
let's
As
take
long
to
as the
note.
video game can carry you. Like,
Yeah. So it carried me that long before like I wasn't happy with myself anymore, and that's when I realized I just had to move on from that, and so
Is that how you got into comedy?
like again, comedy with me has been on and off, and I'm really trying to make it stick this time, and it's something that I'm
What's
really
different about
really-
this time? Oh Lord.
Nah, he's leaving. But I don't know, like my passion for it.
He definitely has a passion for it. He's very focused and in tune with all his energy basically goes there on his free time.
That's pretty cool.
It's very-
Like, I'm glad that you found that too, because you know how some people are like, oh, I don't know what to do, or like, I don't have a hobby, or I don't have anything
Right.
that I'm really passionate about and stuff. And I
Right,
think
it's
that's like the most difficult thing too.
I've been like selfish because I do have something that I like.
Yeah, that's like cool. That's always like a thing to like appreciate in the morning. No, really, it's a thing to like appreciate in the morning when you're like, hey, yeah, but at least I can do this, or like,
Yeah.
like I can like film skits and shit by myself.
It's like I just like sometimes I just wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning sometimes and I'm just like, that would be funny.
Yeah, right?
I mean, cool.
And then he'd be like, no, come on, get away, Mike. Not right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What was he saying?
I was not invited to that party.
And I wasn't invited. You
He
were
was
invited. You had
I
work
invited
tonight.
him.
No, he's talking about
No, he's talking about the
thing.
marriage.
Oh.
The marriage.
Mike played that game for like a day and stopped.
Because he's obviously cool. That's it.
No, it's because Mike couldn't DPS, we had to kick him out of the
What's
party.
the DPS?
I know, what does that
That
mean?
sounds sexual.
Damage per second. He was the damaged person.
Wait, what? Is that really what that stands for?
DPS, damage per second.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means.
What did you think it was?
I don't
Let's
know.
hear it.
I thought it was.
D.
And the most.
Come on. No.
I don't know. I thought it was like the shipping and handling place.
Oh, like
What?
UPS? Like
UPS?
Come on. That's not the first time you've heard that. That makes sense to me.
All right. We've learned a lot tonight.
Did you have anything else to say? What are you guys looking forward to?
We got some new sketches coming out that we think people will like.
I've seen them. They're so good.
Are
We
they?
do have.
Really?
They're really good.
Which
They're
one-
really
which one
fucking
is your
funny.
favorite
One of them
that
has
you
the soldier pods in them. That's my favorite
Soldier
one.
pods.
Oh, affirmations.
Affirmations of the little.
Soldier pods. The
That's what she calls them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
soldier
one's there.
Why do you call them that?
Soldier pod.
So no, yeah, we got some new sketches coming out, and we're gonna keep going, and you know, it's just yeah.
Yeah, that's my. That's.
Who's
Oh,
the rest of your team?
So
Who
we've
couldn't
got.
make it with us today? Although I invited this dude Mike, who obviously isn't working and could have made it, but
Damn.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I know we're ripping on Mike a lot, but on a serious note, that guy is a very big part of our group, and we're kind of sad he's not here.
that's why there's shots.
Now let's go to our original persona and say fuck Mike.
Fuck Mike. No,
But yeah, we wish he was here. He's a really cool, close friend of mine. I've known him since like the 2nd grade, and we've always cracked and mean jokes at each other. So that's kind of like been our thing since we've known each other.
Yeah.
Shout out
But-
your comedy group.
But
Oh.
why is it so hard?
Yeah, so check out Why Is It So Hard? We
On
have-
YouTube.
On
and-
YouTube,
We're,
Why Is It So Hard comedy on YouTube. Watch some of our videos and decide if you want to like or subscribe to us. You know, it's up to you. Comedy subjective.
I have a really funny one that involves Eminem in it, and I love
oh my
Eminem.
god.
Yo, we love Eminem too.
When I was like growing up, when I was a little kid, all I had I lived like in a closet. All I had was my Eminem poster.
Like
Do
Harry Potter?
do you know what was the inspiration for that?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what our inspiration was for that?
What?
So that was originally just a throwaway idea. Like we
Uh-huh.
were thinking like, oh, let's just have Kim karaoke like the song for Eminem because one of our buddies who shall not be named, Vance, he used to play that at his old job, and he had like he basically worked in like a customer service, like where you know he would have to attend customers, and he played that song pretty loud on the actual on the speakers in the actual store, and that song has like so many fucking cuss words and everything, and it's like and kids go to that store because it's like, you know, it's a specific type of store for kids, kind of, you know, not really just for kids, but like it's just
Like a novelty store type of thing.
yeah, basically you would just expect to see kids more than anyone there because they love that kind of thing that they were selling over there. You know, I don't want to give out specifics. I don't want to give out specifics because you know to keep his identity safe. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just funny to me how that came to fruition and all that.
Well, is there anyone else from your comedy group who works with you who isn't here today that you would like to shout out? Who like does a lot of work for Why Is It So Hard?
Jasmine and Jason.
Jasmine and Jason.
They do a lot. They work out.
Well, let him finish.
So while I am like in terms of like the creative department where I try to round up and make sure that, you know, these guys are ready with their lines, their costumes, and I try to help them as much as I can on the scripts and everything. They are the technical side. They help out with the camera, the lighting, everything. You know that takes place in between.
Sound.
So, like, behind the
Sound,
scenes,
yeah,
like,
they're
the
behind the
lights,
camera. They sometimes
stuff.
appear in front of the
Oh,
camera.
yeah,
You'll see
we-
Jasmine and Jason in some of the sketches that are
Coming
upcoming
up,
as well.
yeah, some of the
Oh,
Yeah,
sketches.
they're more involved now, but you know, like we really have to give it to them that without them, we would not have as many videos as we do now. Like we would have had probably like 6 videos when we first started.
Seriously, like
Compared to
shout
the
out to you
22
guys,
now?
man. You
Yeah.
guys are the MVPs,
Yeah,
man.
so they're really the heart and soul of the look of
Shout out
Why Is
to
It So
them.
Hard. So
Yeah.
they're really nice and cool to like have their own spare time and free time, you know, to like help us out with it and everything. So that's really cool.
And also a shout out to Vance and Gabe.
Why?
You know what? They've been doing the videos with me personally Since high school. Vance.
Whoa.
Yeah, there used to be a huge rumor that Vance and Jordan
Whoa,
were
whoa,
like gay.
I didn't know that y'all were
But-
together doing that in high school. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
knew both of y'all, like, from acquaintances and stuff, but I
And
didn't
that's
know
the
that.
thing, like, yeah, you know, we like to entertain, and we've been doing this since high school. And me and Vance, well, I convinced Vance. I was the one who wanted to join the drama club and start doing theater and stuff. And Vance, being the friend that he was, he joined me. He was like,
That's
he was like,
cool.
fuck it, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
And of course, we got a lot of scrutiny. Everyone thought we were gay.
It was because Brokeback
You're not
Mountain
gay.
had just been coming
Exactly.
out, and they
Oh,
were both
that was
gonna
like
want
the
to play the
thing.
role. They just really wanted to do that scene for some reason.
What?
You know?
But you know, we just
Specifically the one where they're on a mountain hill. And everything.
So we just we actually rolled with it. We're like, you know what, people are gonna think this. Why not? So we actually had a sketch back in the day called Vance's Gay Dream, and it was a gay dream about me.
And Vance rubs oil on his neck and body.
Yeah, it was pretty
See,
hot.
that's fucking funny. Out of something that you guys could have been like, oh no, we're not kidding, we're not this. You guys like owned it, and you're just like, fuck it, let's like do
Yeah,
all this and
just
make it funny.
sell it
That's
to the
fucking like
audience, yeah.
hilarious. That's like sick. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There
that's respectable.
was like one time there was like a winter play, I think it was, and like I went up on drag in the theater.
In high school?
At Carson High, yeah.
Oh whoa,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. How'd you feel about it?
it was awesome.
Completely normal.
You know
He's
what?
never felt
You know
himself
what?
his entire life.
I will never forget that opening because they did that shit on lunch break or whatever or something like that. Like it was like before lunch. You never went to any of those?
Outside
No.
stage?
No, the
Just
theater, the
before.
actual theater.
Oh, no.
Well, anyways, the very first one we did the performance, and no one's seen me in drag until this point. So the curtains, and it's high school, dude. You got high school kids
They're
watching
ready.
this.
They're
The meanest. Like,
Dude, it was hilarious. Dude. I almost broke character. Like, the curtains opened, the lights shined on me, and I was like in this pose, and then I just hear, is that fucking Jordan?
That's horrible.
I was like,
Yeah, man.
like that meme with the white kid with his baseball.
and then Lady Gaga's Bad Romance played, and I freaking get a
Oh.
kick-ass performance.
Whoa.
I hope someone recorded that and can
No one recorded that.
Post
It's
it
lost
online.
forever.
I
recorded
hope
that.
someone recorded that.
It's
Post it
still has it in
online
their
and give it
archives,
to us. because
archives.
You
I
know what?
wanna see
There
that.
might be a picture somewhere out there of me in the costume, but I think that's about
If
it.
anyone has a picture or a video of Jordan in drag, please post it on
Let's just do it right now.
and send it to us because
No, but yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
but for like Vance and Gabe, they've been there from the beginning.
yeah,
They have. So shout out to them.
Shout out. Is there anyone else?
even your
or
brother,
anything?
dude.
Derek.
His brother for some reason supported him. I don't know why.
Honestly, I just kind of dragged him into.
Oh,
it.
you're like, honestly, you didn't really do anything.
Yeah, right. He was a scumbag.
I'm like, hey Derek, do this for me.
He doesn't enjoy doing it.
No, he
Oh,
does.
there's one sketch you did, and
Well,
and
then
he
take
was
the
like,
shout out back.
no more.
Which one was that one?
That was the
Terminator?
do it too, Les.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I've never watched one with
Oh,
your brother.
The
man.
dance one. It's the one where he's like in mesh.
I don't know. We'll have to watch.
We know. We'll
watch
show you
that
afterwards.
together.
We'll show you afterwards.
It's like 40 seconds long. It's super short. It's it's like 30 now, right?
It's like 30, 40.
Okay, cool.
We will watch it after. We will post it in our story after.
Ooh.
Wow. Is there anything else that you want to take off with before we leave? Or
You
anything? Well,
gotta-
we're not leaving, but we leave y'all on the internet. But is there anything else that you want to kind of put towards just, putting yourself in a good headspace before working and just coping with things, even like while you're working with each other, while you guys are like ragging on each other, saying mean things? Yeah, what is it? Oh.
She's like, oh, keep going.
No, you gotta laugh. Comedy is so good for you. Like, when it comes to mental health and everything, like,
Makes you younger.
it does. It puts you in a really good place. So just be able to laugh.
What about you?
What?
You never mentioned why you got into like comedy
Well,
or
you guys
sketches
took
or
over,
anything.
so-
That's what. No. Jordan just took over. He's the only one that
Oh.
talked. I want to hear your story, Justin.
Well, I was always around comedy. My mom always had the movies like Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura.
You remind me of Jim Carrey.
Thank you.
Nice.
That was like my main
Don't say
inspiration.
that. Don't say that in front of Jordan.
That was like my
Breaks his
main
heart.
inspiration,
He
so-
wants to be Jim Carrey.
It's actually
Whoa.
funny.
He's actually what?
I love Jim Carrey too.
Whoa, I see it now.
Yeah, they're both like
crazy guy.
I still love Jim Carrey.
Go on.
He's still crazy. I'm crazy
Just
in a good way.
kidding.
In a good way. Well, anyway, I was always.
No.